I'm your mother, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, I'm your friend, I'm your father when you need one. I'll be here till the end. Hello, family, and welcome to the House That Vander-Built, where you will sit back and don't spat, but have a meaningful conversation with all life forms. You can be black, brown, white, Protestant, Gentile, or Jew. Righty, lefty, MAGA, BLM, Antifa, and gay too. Because all are welcome here in this house. So sit back and relax and get on in here and cop a squat. Because the conversation is about to start.
Well, y'all. Welcome. Y'all come on up in here. Y'all get on over here. Come on in here. Yes, sir. Come on. Yes. It is approximately 3 p.m. over here on the Eastern Coast. And welcome again, family and friends. Welcome to the House That Vander-Built. We are here again. We are in episode 4. It's just a blessing. And we're going to keep on keeping on, y'all. And, man, good afternoon. Just simply good afternoon. Good afternoon, family. And listen, I hope y'all brought y'all appetites today because, baby, we got a belly full. Because today's topic, policing. Are they serving and protecting? Or are they serving up a can of whoop ass? Hey, that's what we are today, man. We want to know, and we're going to go back. And when I say back, I mean way back. I want to just figure out what's been going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've been battling with a lot of everything in today's time, especially with what's going on with the current administration. We have been battling with everything. But I had a battle this week. It's kind of funny to know that, my awareness and my desires to present awareness and to grow this particular platform into other platforms, that you would create haters. But they say if you don't have no haters, you ain't doing nothing. And I got my first string of haters this week in my inbox. I had one guy literally cursing me to the death of me. I was a black this, that, and the other. I only got up and came up because of what was given to me. So I'm just saying, let us not be afraid of what is coming to us. I send that out to you as I'm telling myself. Don't be afraid of what's coming at you. Be afraid of what you don't expect. And then don't even be afraid of that because it's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? But to all of those who don't have any constructive criticism or anything like that, I pray for you. Again, as I said in the very first episode, everybody is welcomed in the house. Everybody. I don't care if you're black or white, Jewish, Protestant, Gentile, gay, straight, MAGA, Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care who you are. But I think that if we start understanding one another and giving each other that push that we need in the right direction, passing off a little bit more information to help one another, we're going to get further. So to those people who decided to bombard my inbox and tell me what type of human being I was, I stand here in my truth and in my light, and I simply say, thank you. Because one thing you did, you watched. Not only did you watch the current episode, you went back to the first episode because one of y'all talked about my dad and my godfather, and I wouldn't have been crap without them. So I thank you. That means you watched. You gave me some points. You gave the episode a little bit more leverage around these hip hearts. So I want to personally say thank you. Now, Let us not forget about our great sponsors that we have for the podcast. Right now, we have Dubby Energy Drink, DUBBY.com. Please go check it out. It's a great energy drink. You know what I'm saying? It's going to give you the boost you need, and it's going to bring you down easy. It's not going to make you crash. You know what I'm saying? And for all of those that love those lovely scents and everything, chuckscandles.com is where you want to go and get that at. And again, use the initials of the House That Vander-Built in order to get you a nice little discount on your first order. Now, I did receive an inbox last week from someone who said chuckscandles.com wasn't working. Well, they're ordering it, and I want y'all to know I checked his site, and him and I talked yesterday, and it is definitely up and working. So if you're going to go and buy a couple of gifts for somebody and you want them quick, go on over there to chuckscandles.com. CHUCKSCANDLES.com. And he's going to take care of you. And don't forget, the House That Vander-Built sent you. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see. We're 1 week away from a great event. Our first event, y'all. Our very first event. I'm really excited about it. It's the House That Vander-Built Christmas Mixer. Man, we have got a great venue, an absolutely awesome venue. We are live at the Battery. So, come on out. They got the Christmas trees at the ballpark. They got, you can walk inside the ballpark and take all these great pictures and everything for the holiday spirit. So come on out. Go take a bunch of pictures and then come on inside and party for a great cause. Because let us not forget, we're not just doing this to be doing it. That's not what the House of Vander-Built is about. We don't do things just to do. We're not doing things for popularity. We're not doing this just so somebody can say, I know you. No, quite frankly, I don't want to be known. What I do want known is I want the House That Vander-Built to be known because it's going to be the gateway. It's going to be the door. It's going to be those steps that young people are going to be needing and desiring as their life goes into kind of a spiral. We're going to be that house. We're going to catch them and lift them back up, send them on back out there on the right step, and then they'll have a nice backing behind them. So, again, remember, we're not doing this just to be doing it. Our end goal is to definitely build those houses that Vander-Built and get those teens from the ages of 16 to 18 in those houses, and then get them out into the world through college, through education, through job placement, through simple mental stability. We want to make sure that we do our part. And family, as a house, we're going to do our part. We're definitely going to do our part. All right? So, now that we've had a little bit of an appetizer, I hope you got your bellies ready, baby. I hope you got your bellies ready. Because the big question is, what are the cops doing these days? Are they serving and protecting? Are they serving up a can of whoop ass? What are they doing? I mean, when I was a kid, the most likely thing you would hear was a cop whooping on a drug dealer or something like that. You would hear about that. I actually witnessed it happen with my own cousin where he was dealing on the corner, and it was this one particular cop that would come around all the time and put a can of whoop ass on him. But here's the catch. He didn't take him to jail. He just would whoop him and send him on about his way. And never took his drugs. That's the funny part about it. But then as I got a little bit older, here we start hearing the cops fatally harming and killing suspects. That takes you back, don't it? Takes you back, to remembering when your grandma used to tell you about how cops used to treat blacks, browns, and the gays back in the days. Takes you back there, don't it? Kind of makes you think a little bit harder. And that's what I want people to do. I want us to think a little bit harder, because the more we think, maybe the better we will communicate with one another. Maybe the better we'll see one another. Maybe we'll understand that, again, We all fighting the same battle. And if we can fight that battle together, we could probably get a hell of a lot further. But police in America right now is at its all-time lowest. It's at its all-time lowest. And on this episode today, I want to take a trip. I want to take a trip just to see how the good old boys in blue have helped keep a noose around certain people's necks. Blacks, browns, and the LGBTQIA plus community, we have always been their targets. We've always been their targets. And I want to see just how much stuff we have taken. And then I want to see just how many of us will feel like enough is enough. Enough is enough. And finally start making some moves to do something about it. You know, we could sit in the corner all day and be the moan crew. We can gossip about things all day alone. We could talk in the back and never bring anything to the forefront all day. But where's that going to get us? What is that going to get us? I can tell you, it ain't going to get us nowhere. It ain't going to bring us nothing. So it's time that we start doing some things. And let us not forget, before I get any further, the WTF are we doing wall, there is another picture behind that black piece of cloth. We've already talked about my homeboy, Chris Brown. I hope y'all send him some love. I hope y'all show that brother that, hey, we forgive you. She's forgiving you. We've forgiven you. We're moving on. And let that brother live his life as a good dad. And that's what he's trying to do. And then, let us not forget about our good old, our one of the best judges that ever sat on the Supreme Court, if you ask me. Very emotional, man. He was truth. He was the truth. He was a man who believed in fighting for all and not for some. Now we have a man sitting in his seat that don't care about all and only cares about some. And most of that some is somebody who can give him a little bit extra in his pocket. Give him a trip here. Get that yacht. Buy your mama's house so she's not paying. You know, yeah, we know the deal. We know the deal. But good old Thurgood, he didn't present that to us. He led us somewhere different. So who's going to be back here today, I wonder? Well, the topic is policing. There goes the hint. The topic is policing. Are they serving and protecting, or are they serving up some whoop ass? I really want to know. You know, I had one bad run in with the cops in my whole entire 50 years on this earth. I had one bad run in. I'll never forget. I was staying in Memphis, Tennessee, and I was out one evening. And during that outing, at some point, my car got broken into. So I come out of the venue, I walk over to my car, and the glass is everywhere, and I'm literally like, whoa, what happened? Are you serious? Now, the venue I was at closed. Hello, love. Hey, my cousin. The venue I was at is closed. So right across the street, there's an IHOP. So I go over there. Now, this is a time when cell phones were just coming in, and mine was dead. So, and they weren't just coming in, but you get what I'm saying. This is a time when cell phones were becoming really, really popular, and mine was dead. So I go across the street to the IHOP. I go inside of the IHOP. The lady at the counter immediately sees me. And she can tell, like, you know, he's a little hysterical. So what's wrong? What's wrong? You good, baby? I said, somebody just broke in my car. You know, they took a bunch of stuff out of there. I said, I need to call the police. Mind you, I'm not paying attention like I normally do. And I tell my sons this all the time. Pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on. But at this moment, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, not late at all. I wasn't paying attention that much. So what happens next is absolutely crazy. The woman gives me the phone. As she gives me the phone, she begins to pat me on my back. As she's patting me on my back, all of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, I see the white shirt. So I'm like, oh. And the white shirt immediately says to me, what are you calling for? We're sitting right here. Now, If y'all don't know what the white shirt is, that is the guy who runs the police department. That's the head guy, one of the big guys. You know what I'm saying? So here the white shirt stands in front of me now and asks me, what am I calling for? Here we are. Number one, I didn't know you were standing here. But number two, if you've been sitting your ass here this whole time and that car's sitting right there across the street in visibility, you probably seen or should have seen somebody breaking into it. I could be wrong, but that's where my thought pattern was at that moment. And so what I did was, being the Aquarius that I am and being educated like I am, I found the smartest, most arrogant way to say that to that white shirt. And when that white shirt heard what I said, he did not like it, I can tell you, but we were in public view. I mean, we got a restaurant full of people right now. I said something very smart and very arrogant, but I wasn't too disrespectful. So he says, come on out here and show me what you're talking about. So now his blue shirt gang gets up. Everybody walks out the door with me. You got the white shirt and about four of them. They walk out behind me. We cross the street. We get across the street, get to the car. Before I could even begin to point and say, hey, you see what they did to my window? One of his blue member gangs immediately grabs me and bam, on my trunk. And I mean, boom, I'm down on the trunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is going on? You know, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And then another one of the blue shirt gang members starts checking me. And when I say this dude was checking me so hard, I thought he was finna rip my balls off. That's how bad this man was touching me on my body. He was just grasping me and and I'm like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Finally, white shirt, says, let him go. So they didn't let it go. White shirt looks at me and I look at white shirt now. I'm pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed. Man looks me dead in my face and tells me, next time you're gonna learn how to speak to somebody when you see this shirt in public. Hence, that's why I called him white shirt. Because he made me remember that white shirt is the HNIC. You know what I'm saying? And that them blue gang members do whatever to protect that white shirt. I hadn't done anything wrong. I just gave him a little bit of a flip mouth because he asked me what I consider to be a stupid question. But to manhandle me, to throw me on my trunk, to bend my arms behind my back, to search me so rough that I literally thought he was going to tear something off my body. All of this happened in a matter of 5-10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And here's my thing. I so wish that this was a time of camera phones and all that, because I know that them people sitting in that IHOP, looking out of that window, are simply asking, what did he do? Why are they doing that to him? You know what I'm saying? But that was my run-in with the police. And I will tell you this. After that, I ain't let up off the cops. I got worse. I got real bad. Come up to me. You better come up to me for a reason, because I wasn't letting off. You wasn't finna treat me in any kind of way anymore. None whatsoever. Yes, Bobby, it's absolutely crazy what they did. And following that, I had some good run-ins where I could really tell the police off. One of them was with the Memphis State Tigers. Now, I know y'all remember when the Memphis State Tigers went to the championship back in, 2006, maybe 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. At that time, I was running the largest club on Beale Street, and all of them came. And when I tell you them boys had a good time, they had a very good time. Well, they had such a good time that I think something happened, because when they left the venue, something went down. All I know is that I was inside of the venue and my security guards came to me in a heap like, hey, you need to get to the front door, man. They got them boys on the ground. And I'm like, what they got on the ground? They got them tigers on the ground, boy. They got a gang. You got to go on out there. I'm like, what the heck? So I run. And I mean, we got 28,000 square foot club. I'm running from the backstage all the way to the front door. You know what I'm saying? So I get out there, and then they got Lorenzen Wright, Big Baby, Derrick Rose wasn't on the ground, but they got all of them out there. Lorenzen Wright, and I forget the other tall, light-skinned guys, and Big Baby, they were crying profusely. When I say these boys were shedding real tears, and I felt so bad. So immediately, I look at the police officer and I say, I know y'all losing y'all mind, man. What the hell y'all got going on here? Why do y'all have them on the ground? Well, we got some altercations going on out here. I say, but were they involved in it? Well, we don't know who was involved in it. I said, do you know who you got on the ground right there? Well, we don't. We don't, but we don't care. Well, you gonna care today. Oh, you gonna care today, brother. Man, get up. Get up. Get your tail up. I told Lorenz and Wright, both of them, Big Baby, get up, get off that ground. Cops looking at me like, who the hell does he think he is? I think I'm Vanderbilt. That's who I think I am. Come holler at me inside of here. Police come up in there, bring the team back in there. I just say, man, listen, these boys are your superstars right now. This is your Memphis basketball team. Your college ain't did nothing in how many years? These guys about to put y'all on the map. And you treating them like this? This is what you do to your people? And then when they finally realized that I wasn't lying and who these people were, they was like, man, they need to get on up out of here. I said, don't worry about that. I got them. I got them. Let's get them home, y'all. Security takes care of them, gets them on out the way. And I got a chance to 5 minutes of cussing the cops out and feeling good about it. And I've done that ever since then. Because I believe that when you're doing right, then nothing's wrong. But if you're doing wrong gonna follow you. And I think I should be the one to tell you. And that's just that on that. So that's my little, piece of the pie with the police in this world. But what are they doing right now? You can track that shit, excuse my French, you can track that stuff all the way back. All the way back. And I love, me, I love doing a good old history lesson. Ain't nothing like a good old history lesson. You know what? So here's my thing. When people ask, why do Black, brown, and the LGBTQIA plus community distrust police officers? I say it's in their history. It's in their DNA. Why is it in their DNA? Because they put it there. They put that feeling of distrust inside of us. Wasn't anything we ever desired. From the very, very beginning, they put that feeling inside of us. And so let's take a small little history lesson. You can go back to the Jim Crow days with the enforcement of segregation. You could literally talk about how during the Jim Crow era, how the police were the primary enforcers. These were the number one people who were enforcing things on Black people because white was always right. White was always right. And again, I always say this to my white family members. If you're out there and you're watching me and you see this clip, I am never downing you. I am never crapping on you. I'm crapping on the system that we are in. And why we as Black, brown, and the LGBTQIA plus community have such a distrust towards certain things when it comes to this system. So we can go way back to Jim Crow days and just watch how it leads up to today. Because it don't change. It just got smoother, better hidden. Secrets. We hold it inside. The lack of accountability that the police officers have in these United States of America is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Police officers were rarely ever held accountable for anything that they did to a Black, brown, or a gay person. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. During Stonewall, the way they beat them gay people. During the Martin Luther King times, during the marches and everything, with the water and the hose and downs and all that stuff. There was no accountability. There's never been accountability. They have always found a way to make sure that they have to face nothing for what they do to others. And this is not good. Not good. They've been racially profiling us since the dawn of time. I was talking to somebody last year when I was on the campaign road, and one of the things that they kept saying was, oh man, and police officers are always going to be the same and all this stuff. Stop and frisk have got stopped. It's back. It's back. That is just another way that they've been profiling us from the day one. You could take that back to Jim Crow and bring it all the way to current day. Especially current day, they doing it worse now. But stop and frisking wasn't no joke, man. They paraded black and brown areas in the gay communities and literally would stop and search you and ask you where you're going and all that. Thank God I never had that issue, but it's happening. My son had that happen to him once, and I guarantee it never happened again. Yet again, I told y'all, once I found my courage with the cops, there was never nothing stopping me. Never nothing stopping me. So don't come against mine because I know mine don't be right. Some parents say, oh, my kid's always right. No, I wasn't one of them parents. My kids did do wrong. But when it came to doing bad things, illegal things, or anything like that, I didn't have that issue. I did not have that issue. So if a cop ever came up to one of mine and did anything or said anything, you best to believe I wouldn't stop it. I made my way down to the precinct, baby. We want to know. I want to see this very cop, and I want to know what's going on. And we're going to talk about this. So you know this one, you don't touch. You keep your eyes off him because he's all good. That's what I believe we as a unit need to start doing. Because of this racial profiling and this lack of accountability, all these small little things that lead up to why we distrust him, we have power. We have power to fight these things, to make these things become real, because we need them to be real. We need cops to be held accountable when they kill somebody. We need this, you know. And just to give you just a little bit more on the specific things that cops have done, you know what I'm saying, that truly make us believe they are not for us. Let's run them down. Let's run them down. 1916 race riots. Them race riots was hellified, man. And cops were fighting on a particular side. Here was black folks, brown folks, gay folks. Everybody just wanted to live. We just want to be free. We just want to be happy. We want to live a good life. We want to get a good job. But we couldn't do that during those times. Because if you weren't white, you weren't right. So now you get a bunch of riots going on. And who the cops side with? One side and one side only. The right side, because it's the white side. And that wasn't right. Talk about putting in a feeling of distrust for a whole organization, from a community of people. That's what that did. And you know, you had the 1960 race riots, Harlem race riots in 35, Newark race riots in 67, Detroit race riots in 67. These were all riots because black folks and brown folks and gay folks was just tired. Just tired. We tired of being pushed around. We tired of being told what we can and cannot do. When we got to pay taxes and we got to do all this other stuff that every other human being on this planet has to do, but we're getting a short end of the stick every single time. We tired. We was tired. So they got to whooping tails, is what they did. They got to whooping tails, you know, and then not only did they get to whooping tails, hell, President Johnson himself found that the police were a symbol of white power. You hear that? A president, President Lyndon Johnson himself said that the police force was a symbol of white power, white racism, and white repression. This came from a president's mouth, y'all. And if y'all don't think that that's still standing clear in truth today, you's a damn fool. I don't care how many black cops you get on the force until they start fighting for the rights of all and accountability and all this BS that they're doing that they know is against what really should be happening in our communities and on these United States of America's grounds, until they start fighting, they're just part of the blue mirage. That's all it is, a blue mirage. Are they serving in particular? Are they serving up a can of whoop ass? Social media, I can find more fights than I can find social media. I thought social media was to share things that were informative and to keep you connected to family members that you haven't seen in years and all that stuff. Now all I see is a bunch of fights. And the first one we ever had that was not only startling and horrible and horrifying and scary and hurtful, it was a black man getting whooped by 5 or 6 cops, building clubs and all. They whooped that man so bad. But here's the catch. They never faced any accountability for that. Yeah, they went to court. They were seen on the news, all across the news. They was everywhere. But they were acquitted the very next year for a crime that you visibly seen. This is the type of stuff, y'all, because they bringing it back. They're bringing it back. All that, police need to be accountable and all that stuff. Backsies. Remember that word I told y'all? Backsies. They bringing it back. Look at the history. Michael Brown in Ferguson in 2014, dead by the hands of a cop. Sandra Bland in Texas. Sandra grew up in the Henry Horton Projects. Sandra was a great person. Sandra Bland was well known in the community. Why do I know so much about Sandra Bland? Because my brothers and them grew up in the Henry Horton Projects, and I had the opportunity of spending a summer over there one time. And I had the opportunity of actually knowing Sandra's family. So to know that I have Sandra Bland on this list, though they want to call it a hanging, we know that's not true. Allegedly. Gotta put those disclaimers out there. I don't want them coming to get me. But we know the truth. You got Freddie Gray in Baltimore in 2015. You got Breonna Taylor in Louisville in 2020. Then you got the one of all, where we all watched him get choked out and die right in front of us on national TV, George Floyd. These are all by the hands of officers. The only one that has faced any accountability that I know of is the young man who killed George Floyd. But what about all those other ones? And I got one for y'all that's going to kind of drag you in, but I have a personal story from a very close friend of mine who told me his story of his brother that was before the George Floyds and the Breonna Taylors and the Freddie Grays. He happened right around Sandra Bland and Michael Brown. And let us not forget, they let that man walk away from killing that boy Trayvon Martin. These are the things that I'm saying, that we have power, y'all. We are constantly fighting the wrong fight. I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it every single day. We have power in our vote. Because when we vote together, we make moves. And when we converse together and we talk these things out and we move in the direction that we need to move together, not separate, but together. When we make those moves like that and we do it in a joint fashion, my God, are we a force to be reckoned with? Are we a force to be reckoned with? Are we a force to be reckoned with? Take it back there, cousin. Yes, Emmett Till looked at a white woman and bam. Murdered. Drugged. Hung. Beat so bad that when his mama left the casket open, it was unbelievable. This is the life that they think we gonna live. But I'm telling y'all, it's 2025. And we are literally 2 weeks away from 2026. Are we going to continue to allow this to continue to happen? When will this stop? When will we see that as humans, if we fight together, we get somewhere? This fight that we're having for discriminatory ass reasons. Unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous. Stop hating folks because they're gay. Stop hating folks because they're black. Stop hating folks because they're Mexican and Indian. There are people that are bad people. Do not get me wrong. Every single category got some badass people in it. Every one of them. But the good always outweighs the bad. And I believe if you install some good and you talk about more good than you talk about bad, eventually you can get the good out of the bad. I'm a strong believer in that. So has the police been reformed? And then I'm going to say reality. Because ain't no type of reforming been happening. So reform versus reality. Did they ever end qualified immunity? That was put on the table back in, was it 2000? And it's 2025. And we still can't say that if a cop shoots somebody, they shouldn't just be immune to whatever the process is that they need to go through. Excuse me. We can't say that. And they're still getting away with stuff like that. But see, we so busy worried about whether God made Adam and Steve or Adam and Eve. We still worried about that. Last time I checked, God made Adam, Eve, and Steve. Hey, call me wrong, but hell, I don't know. But we so worried about that. And then a cop kills your cousin and nobody in the neighborhood's helping you fight about it. Nobody's trying to get to the truth. And this bastard, he's going to have immunity from it because they're, all the time. Thank you. All the time. Don't forget the Blue Mirage going to protect theirs. They're going to protect theirs. Who going to protect you? Who going to cry with you? Who going to talk with you? Who going to help you with your counseling? See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Data and transparency. Information and visibility, y'all. I told y'all I'm always going to try to keep it in layman's terms. You know what I'm saying? But data and transparency. Information and visibility, y'all. All these cops that's on the force that's been doing bad things and, using excessive force, beating people down, doing crooked stuff, going and hunting people down if they shouldn't be hunting down, being off duty and still acting like you on duty and doing bad things and getting covered up by the Blue Mirage. There was a petition for that. We wanted the data. We think that it should be public knowledge that if a cop is out there using excessive force on a normal basis, the public should know about this. We need to know who's serving and protecting in our neighborhoods. We can do that as a people. We can force them to put that information out there. But if we're too busy fighting one another, trying to figure out if God made Adam and Eve and Adam and Steve, we just look stupid. And they're going to keep on whooping our ass every chance they get and getting away with it. They'll keep on whooping us every chance they get and getting away with it. And again, I say this so often. Thank you, Jesus. I'm 50 years old, so a lot of these issues I have surpassed. I'm gone past them. I probably have never seen any of this stuff. But my son, 32. I have nephews and stuff that are young. My niece just had a baby. This stuff is real, y'all. They gotta live too. There's a future out there. There's a And with that future, we gotta set some things now so that their future can be brighter. Just like Martin set some things up in the 60s, just like Malcolm told the truth and put it out there, Just like he fought for all communities and all races, it's time for us to take a stand as a human. It's humanity. It's time for us to take a stand and say, guess what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We should have national data sharing. Enough is enough. We want to make sure that our police officers are just as good as we say they are. But again, they'll tell you there was a bunch of reforming going on. And I'm giving you the reality. The reality is that's bullshit. That's not true. The reform that we would like to go on, it's not happening. And the only reason it's not happening is because they know as long as we can keep them fighting in the streets and not paying attention to what we're doing back here, we can keep on doing it. And that's my thing. We're not going to continue to just let them keep it and keep it and keep it on doing this shit to us. Excuse my French, y'all. I do apologize. Every now and then I get a little slip tongue because I get irritated and upset to watch how many times these people have constantly pulled the wool over our eyes and gave us crap sandwiches and told us that it was a fabulous T-bone steak on bread. This is where we are. And as long as we keep on doing this, as long as we're not going to have nothing, but they're going to have it all. Ask yourself, has any meaningful change happened? Ha! Come on. Thank you, cuz. Thank you, Gerard. Come on. Has any meaningful change happened? The answer to that? Hell no. Oprah Winfrey said it best. Hell no. Ain't no meaningful change happened. The way the current administration is handling policing, we're taking a huge step backwards right now. We got ICE running around the cities with masks in unmarked cars and no badges, rounding people up, sending them who knows where, and some of them they whooping on. Can I remind you of something I just talked about? See what I'm saying? Doing those, and I'm talking all the way back in the 1700s, before anything was slavery was still going on, and the first freaking police officer, first police force was ever made, and it was made to keep the black population under control. And now here we are. Here we are, damn it, 300 years later, and we got cops running in the street with masks on, no badges, unmarked cars, loading folks up and whooping them. And y'all think this is okay? Y'all think this is fine? Yes, we have an immigration problem, but it ain't that bad. So what we doing this? This is ridiculous. And then look at how many people they mistakenly picked up. They picked up a war veteran back here, an Asian war veteran who had some PTSD problems and was smoking a little bit too much weed. They sent that man to Korea. And he fought in the war, got shot, and got a Purple Heart. And that man in Korea right now. It's not right, y'all. It's not right. I say this time and time again. They try something on one particular group of people, only to use it on the main people they were trying to aim at. So, the top cop and her gang, because that's what they are, Kristi Noem and her gang of ICE in their masks, no badges, and unmarked cars, are just showing the world that our current policing methods are not only barbaric, just think downright illegal. And this right now is what I hope we're not bragging about this crap. I'm hoping not happy about what we're seeing right now. Because what they're doing to that population, our brown brothers and sisters and family, it's just a setup to do to another population. Look what they finna try to do to the Somalians in Minnesota. Because you hate the Minnesota governor, now you're gonna come for a whole group of people there. This is crazy. We got to do something about this, y'all. We got to do something about this. Now, here's a quick story. And it hurt my heart. A brother goes to the grocery store. He's in the grocery store. He's doing his shopping and everything. Brother handsome, tall guy, got his 360s in his head, gleaming, shining bright. Damn. He walking around the store. White woman bumps him with the cart once. Boom. He turns around and says, "Excuse me." Goes on. White woman bumps him with the cart again. Boom. He turns around and says, "B, what the hell is your problem? Man, you better go on somewhere before you get hurt on around these here parts." I think that's fair. She immediately leaves the store. She runs home. Her husband just so happens to be a police officer. So she runs home and she tells husband, "Oh, this boy, this kid, he tried to beat me up, and oh my God, he said he was going to do this, and he said he was going to do that." Top cop over here decides he's going to get his pistol. He's going to go and search this boy down. So him and wifey jump into the vehicle, and they hunt. They're hunting. You hear what I'm saying? They are hunting. They finally see the brother. Now he's walking into another store. They don't get out and immediately say something to him or ask him what the problem was or, "Hey, let's talk about this. My wife said this, that, and the other happened. I would like to know your side of the story." No, they don't do that. They pull their car into an alley and parks. Hot. Being inconspicuous. We gonna sneak up on him. Brother walks out of the store. Husband jumps out of the car. Husband walks up to the brother. "My wife tells me that you called her a bitch. Excuse my French, but that's what happened." Brother says, "Yeah, I did. She bumped me with that car several times, and I told her exactly how I felt." Officer begins to try to physically harm this brother. Brother ain't going. And mind you, officer is in plain clothes. He is off duty. And brother ain't going. So brother starts molly-whopping the officer, whooping him. Said officer, who might I add, had a few beers before he even came out to do this little sneak and grab and accost a brother. While getting his ass whooped, he knows he's not finna win. He pulls out his gun and he shoots the brother. Kelvin D. White, we pray for your family every day. We love your family. We wish you were here. This officer shot this man in cold blood over a lie his wife told. Now that goes back to what you were saying earlier, cousin. Emmett Till, ring a bell. This happened in the early 2000s. This happened in today's time, where an off-duty cop goes to play Captain Save-A-Hole over falsehoods, finds the person, and person doesn't back down and literally tells them the truth, and the person ends up dead. That cop never faced justice. Went through trial twice and had a mistrial both times, and was able to flee the country before he ever faced justice. Mother White, and to my lovely, lovely, lovely brother Gerard, the House That Vander-Built stands with you. We love you dearly. And I share that story with y'all to let y'all know. Them times ain't past. They still happening right now today. And at the end of the day, the debate family will be, where are we when it comes to safety versus over policing? This new way of policing, it sure don't feel safe to me. It don't feel safe. I would love for anybody out there to literally tell me where the safety at with this new way of policing that we got going on. I don't see it. And the way things are happening right now, it's only going to get worse, y'all, if we don't do something together. What does true accountability look like? When cops have to face the punishment for the crimes that they commit. That would be true accountability. When police in neighborhoods don't feel like you're guilty of a crime before anything happened, that would be true accountability. When we stop sending guns to an argument and we send some type of counseling help or some mental help, that would be true accountability. These are the things that I think we, as a people, we can work on these things together, y'all. We can fight this fight together, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we really can. All we got to do is stop looking through this glass-ass shield that we got up in front of us, making everybody look so different than what they are. These simple human beings. Stop caring about what people are doing in the privacy of their homes and care about what they do that affects your life. Stop caring about whether Guadalupe and them are documented or undocumented, especially if they're working and they're doing things to progress your neighborhood. Start trying to figure out how you can help them get documented if they are not documented. Start getting to know the people that are in and around you and have conversations that help you catapult yourself higher, and stop having them conversations that's down here, that low grade energy. Stop having them conversations with people. That's not getting you anywhere. It's not getting us anywhere. Family, it's time for us to build. And the only way we can build is if we build together. We have our foundation right here in the House That Vander-Built. And I pray that as we move forward, we'll build something great. So now, here is my question. Who's on the WTF are we doing, Wall? We talked about policing. And in respect to policing, I found a brother who is the epitome of what policing should be. He was the epitome of what policing should be. This brother not only took on one of the hardest jobs during a time when everything was really, really, really bad in his state, but he took it, and not only did he take it, he took it and ran it up. He made it so great between community and cops, it was unbelievable. So without further ado, since no one's saying anything, I give you Mr. Willie Williams, baby. Willie Williams became the chief of police in Los Angeles, California in 1992, where he stayed in that role until 1997. Willie Williams came in right after the Rodney King riots. Literally. This brother took over from the previous reigning police chief, who just was not what that community, that state, this world needed at that time. Willie Williams came in, and the first thing he brought with him was his love for people. He brought his love and his respect for every person, not color, sexuality or anything like that. He just brought his love for people. And what he told his force was that without community, we don't exist. So Willie began to make sure that everybody that worked in his department not only patrolled their communities, but they patrolled them with a sense of love and support. Because see, when you out there trying to serve and protect, if you lead with love and support, you're going to get way more further. People will talk to you. The victims will tell you what happened. The folks that's doing the crimes sometimes will open up to you as well. But you got to lead by example and come in the right way. And Willie did just that. So, this week on the WTF Are We Doing wall, I asked, where the hell are the Willies at in today's police force? Where are the Willies? Where are they? We need them back. Because it's people like him that can help us grow our communities in the right way. Because what we got going on right now, it ain't right, y'all. It ain't right. Now that was the meat and potatoes of this week's House Dinner Talk, man. I felt good, man. Man, let me tell y'all something. Blessings be to y'all, man. I'm looking at these numbers growing. You know, last week I had 2. I think the week before that I may have had 5, you know. But now 33 viewers. Come on, God. That's called growth in the right direction. In the right direction. You know, so, I mean, please, y'all, please keep growing with me. Please keep growing with me. And let us not forget, we've got a great event happening this coming Saturday on the 20th. I've got one of the hottest venues in Atlanta. I've got Live at the Battery at the baseball field in Cobb County, baby. That is, for this to be my first event, and I'm not a promoter, y'all. I've never been a promoter. I've been a manager of huge venues and stuff, but I am not a promoter. Please do not classify me as a promoter. What this event about? Yes, it's coming. Thank you, cuz. And thank you, Gerard. Thank y'all so much. What this is about, I want people to come in the room and just have a great time. I've got special drink prices for my crew. I've got special food prices for my crew. And if you go to Eventbrite, the House That Vander-Built's Christmas Mixer, if you go there, get you a ticket. And you'll be surprised how much they cost. Hint, hint. So go get you a ticket. Come out and have a great time with us. We'll be there from 7 to 10. I won't be there much longer after because my artist is coming in town and I have an event with them as well. But we are going to party like never before. So let's get there at 7 o'clock or get there beforehand, take you some great pictures and stuff outside because the tree over there is beautiful. The baseball field is open for you to go inside and take pictures in there and everything. So it's really a beautiful place to make some memories. Come on out, make some memories. And then after making some memories, come and bless us with your presence and show the world, show the house that we are family and we always going to be family. Next week, we're talking about the economics of inequality. How much it costs you to be black? How much it costs you to be brown? How much it costs you to be LGBTQIA+? And what are you getting in return? That's our conversation next week. Man, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I feel blessed. I feel honored. And I am grateful. And until next week, I want to say this. I'm your mother. I'm your brother. I'm your sister. I'm your friend. I'm your father. If you need one, I'll be here till the end. May y'all have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed week. Don't let that worry you. Don't let nothing take control of your soul. You take control of life, grab it by the horns, and keep on riding now, baby. And always remember, it's hard, but it's fair. It's hard, but it's fair. And we, as a people, are going to make things even fairer. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful week. And for that, dinner was good. I'll see y'all next week with the economics of inequality. How much is costing you to be who you are? Peace.